We have a great show tonight. We have Mr. Greg Carter out of Detroit. Greg grew up with Rob, and they went to school together as young children. They used to box together at a boxing gym with Thomas Hearns, and Greg's brother is the known drug kingpin Maserati Rick Carter. So we're going to hear Greg's story tonight and hear all about his life. And let me welcome Boyd to the show. Boyd?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to hear my homeboy tell his story, you know what I mean, and how far he came in the game. And, we just want everybody to just take a strong listen to the message that he's bringing to the show tonight, because the message is very strong that he's about to bring, and it's going to be some heartbreaking moments within this interview, but we asking everybody to take the positive that he's about to bring to the air tonight. And without that, and without further ado, we're going to introduce my homeboy from second grade, my man Greg Carter, and we're going to turn the mic over to him, and he's going to formally introduce himself. My man Greg.
Hey, what's up, Rob? Hello, listeners. My name is Greg Carter, and my man Rob, I've been knowing him all my life. After, 40 years, this has been my man, and he's saved my life, and we just been there together forever. And I'm just glad, and thank God that he changed his life around, and things doing great for him. That's my man.
Dig that. And we're going to turn the mic over to my missus. And, since we grew up together, I'd rather her start off asking me questions from ground up, and we'll let her start the show off tonight.
All right, thanks. Well, Greg, let's go back to maybe the childhood and tell me a little bit about growing up with your brother Rick and your other brothers and sisters. I'm not sure how many brothers and sisters you have. Maybe you can tell us. And just kind of the life that you lived growing up as a child and what you went through as a child.
Growing up as a child, my mother had 9 kids, and we was real tight. But right now, I had 6 brothers, 5 brothers actually, so 6 boys, and right now I have just me and one other brother. He's doing a natural life, so I'm not the last boy on the street. And my other brother, he's doing a natural life. And my other 4 brothers was murdered. And everybody was real tight. It was real tight, but, right now it's just that I just got to, be careful in the city of Detroit because anything could happen at any time. But...
Right. But as children,
just kind of tight like that. Pardon me?
I was just saying, as children growing up with 9 kids all together in the house, can you tell me a little bit about your family life then? And Mom and Dad were both there, and how were things then?
The parents was there. It's just that everybody decided to do what they want to do. After you get old enough to leave the yard, everything was possible. Anything was possible. Rick was always a hustle. Everybody was trying to hustle, but Rick was the best hustler out of all of us. And that's just how things was. Yep. And, I wanted to hang out with the gangs in the neighborhood, just like Rob did. And every time I crossed the line, Rob was right there. And that's how I saved my life a couple of times, because the guys he grew up with, they didn't like us, and we didn't like them, but Ron was like, don't touch Greg. Y'all can do anything else to those other guys, which they got their butt kicked, but Ron wouldn't allow that to happen to me, because I've been on them all my life. This was after we got 14, 15, 16 years old. I was letting that happen.
You know, I want to go further back, Greg, you know, for she can understand some things. I want to go further back for my wife can understand some things. When, before the gangs and before the Van Dyke and Harbor and all of that, you know what I mean? What neighborhood did me and you come from, and what elementary school did me and you start out at in second grade?
Oh, just a couple elementary. Man, Raw was safety patrols. This is like 72, 73, way back then. And man, you got me telling my age, man.
hey, Greg, you know I had to take it all the way back before Van Dyke and Harper ever even came into play, you know?
Yeah, I remember how they used to give us cocoa for standing out in the cold, you know, helping other kids cross the street.
So you guys were actually safety patrols before you started getting in trouble, huh?
Right. Hey, Greg, I really wanted you to go back there because, you know, I wasn't always a bad kid. I was making sure the people got
No. Hey, neither one of them was bad kids, but you know, just that we just got caught up in the moment as we grew older.
Right.
You know,
after the safety patrol thing went dead, we was in a whole nother world, you know. Now,
right.
After we left from down in the old neighborhood of Forest and Gallup area, you know what I mean, then we moved to Van Dyke and Harper. You know, Greg did and I did and a few other people, you know. So basically, me and Greg, Rick, Demetrius, Cliff, all us from the Black Bottoms, you know. We didn't grow up over on Van Dyke and Harper. We moved over there when we was young, you know what I mean, 9, 10, 11 years old. So everything started from in the Black Bottoms with us, and that's what I wanted you to clear up tonight, Greg, because a lot of people thought because a lot of us was over from Van Dyke and Harper, everybody thought Rick was from Van Dyke and Harper and Demetrius and everybody, you know what I mean? We all grew up together before gangs started and before the hustle started. We all used to do mud pies and be safety patrol boys. It wasn't we was in no gangs or none of that. You know what I mean? We got involved with that after we left the yard.
No. Before any of the hustling went on with Rick, Rick was doing copper and all that stuff with a little buggy. He was like 12 years old, 13 years old. He was hustling like that.
Right.
Yeah, he was finding the aluminum and all that stuff, which we didn't know nothing about. All we knew was Rick had a couple of dollars in his pocket and give us 50 cents.
Was
way
Rick older
back
than
in
you?
the day. Mm-hmm.
Greg, was Rick older than you?
He is 4 years older than me.
4 years older? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember going down to the boxing gym boxing?
We was older when we started boxing.
Oh, yeah. I was 12 years old. Yeah. Yeah, when we were having Milton Curry, all us, we were real young. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
me,
I want to go back,
Milton Curry, Tommy Tommy was already boxing. But when we moved in the neighborhood, that's how him and Rick became cool. He was already boxing. And me and Rob, they was like, come on, let's go to the gym.
Right.
Yeah.
Rick was Holland's Power Man. That's how that started with Rick and them. But we had all grew up together trying to stay out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't last too long.
Yeah. Because, you know, we already knew there wasn't nobody no punks and all like that. But we didn't really want to put it in the streets, but we had to live in the streets. So whatever was whatever. But we were trying to do it in a positive manner. But like I said, whatever's whatever. I mean, Rob lived on one side of Van Dyke. I lived on the other side of Van Dyke. But like I said, if I came across the other side of Van Dyke, Rob would let nothing happen to me. But the guys that was with me, y'all on your own. I mean, I stood there and watched, but ain't nothing I could do about it. We outnumbered. Right? It's in somebody else's neighborhood. Ain't nothing I could do. I was like, don't touch them.
And the reason it was like that we came back. Right, and the reason it was like that because me and Greg came up from second grade together. It wasn't like I just met him on no Van Dyke and Harper, you know. We all came from the Black Bottoms. It's just Rick and them had moved across Van Dyke, and I was on the other side in the Bishop neighborhood. That was my thing. And, you know, they was in the Chain Gang neighborhood. But the bottom line was, you know, that was my man from where I actually born at, you know what I mean? So I would never let nothing happen to Greg when we rolled up on them cash. And everybody else got, you know what I mean, beat down, but Greg, I told him go home.
For real. That's, you know, that's 100.
Yeah, I want to go back, Greg, when, when Rick had the store down there off Shane, when we started be down there in the party store that he had, you know, when all that started jumping off, when your brother Clyde, you know what I mean, and all of that, you know, I'm finna go there for a minute, you know. But when the game had really got down with everybody, you know, and Rick and me and everybody started being out there real heavy, you know, and you was out there until you went on your own. I mean, how did that start making you feel exactly when everybody started just killing everybody, you know, at a young age over the money?
Man, you know, that's really messed up because there was enough money for everybody. But, you know, a lot of it came out of jealousy. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of jealousy. And then when Rick got killed, that was more, like I said, jealousy because the guy that, well, I ain't going to say too much, but the guy owed Rick money. Rick didn't owe nobody no money. And, you know, that's what I'm saying. The guy owed Rick money, and he didn't want to pay him, and Rick was getting it on real strong, and everybody know that. Yeah. But, you know, it's just that so much that I really can't say on the air. And,
you know I know it.
Yeah, but that's just what it was. It was jealousy and
greed.
Yes.
And
that's what it was. It was jealousy and man.
Yeah, I know that's a hard one for you. You know what I mean? Take a deep breath on that one, you know, Greg.
Yeah, but
I want to just say, you got people that I see, you know, put stuff on the internet, you know what I mean, about Rick on the cover of their magazines and things like that, you know what I mean? And
a lot of people ain't never met him and don't even know nothing
about it. So how does that make you feel when you see stuff like that, Greg, and you know, you be looking at these people like they really knew Greg, really knew Rick?
Man, make me want to slap the dog shit out of him. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
I was downtown in Wayne County Jail in the bullpen, and I heard this one guy say, he Maserati Rick cousin, and I'm sitting there looking at him like, man, I ain't never seen you a day in my life. but I ain't say that, you know, I ain't say nothing because when you in an environment like that, you don't know who Rick did something to. You might get your head cracked. So I'm just sitting back waiting on him to get his head cracked. And then there was another guy talking about he got a baby. His sister got a baby by Maserati Rick. And I'm like, well, that might be possible. That might be possible. But this guy sitting there talking about, he Maserati Rick cousin. And I'm like, man, I ain't never seen you a day in my damn life. You not knowing who I am.
Ain't knowing this Rick brother sitting right next to you. Everybody want to be the cousin.
Feel me?
Everybody want to be the cousin.
Right.
Now,
Man,
I want to ask you.
Since we put that DVD out, man.
Yeah. Let's talk about
that. Every place I go in the city. Every place I go in the city, talk about you him. You Maserati Rick brother. You Maserati Rick brother. Now they don't say that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's out there now.
Right. Now I want to go back a little bit ways, Greg. You know what I mean, and ask you when Clyde had got killed. You know what I mean, which is to the listeners, this is Greg's other brother, Clyde. You know that people don't talk about that much, but Clyde was a guy that was getting it for real too. You know what I mean? But at the same time, how did it affect you when they found Clyde killed that day, Greg?
Man, hey, you know that really messed me up because of Rick. When Rick got killed, see, you expect that in the game. But when Clyde got killed, him and his wife was coming from Chicago that morning. They just got out the car. It was going in the house. They never, as soon as they came from Chicago, they got killed. And little Clyde, you know, his wife, Clyde's wife, Ted, was holding him. And both of them died, and little Clyde was still in her arms. And little Clyde,
I remember that. They didn't kill little Clyde.
Right. They let him live, and you know, that was kind of, you know, that was real messed up, man. That was real messed up. And, you know, I didn't expect all that. Yep. And that Mercedes-Benz casket, Clyde paid for that, for Rick. He was like, that's what he like driving in. That's what I'm going to send him off in. So he had the Mercedes-Benz casket with the BBS rims, the Eagle tires, the whole Mercedes-Benz hookup. Clyde paid for that, $16,500 for that. Yeah, he got me my little brother off right. That's what he wanted. That's what that's what he rode in. That's what he rode off in.
Go ahead,
but those, you know, that really hurt it. Yeah,
told the missus she wanted to ask you something. I seen her trying to say something. Go ahead, babe.
I was just going to say, how many years in between did Rick and Clyde die? How many years in between there?
Exactly 2 years later.
2 years?
Rick died September 88, and Rick Clyde died September 90.
And did somebody kill Clyde because of drugs?
Pardon me, say it again?
Drugs, did somebody kill Clyde because it was drug or money related? Also?
The press say that, but that's not what it was. And that's another thing I really shouldn't talk about.
Okay.
Right.
Because it so
well, yeah,
you know.
I know, Greg.
Yeah. You know, I know, but I really can't say it because you know,
there's so much still surrounding them circumstances.
Murder don't have no what you call that, Rob?
Steps and limitations.
You know, no.
That's the limitation. Well, we understand that there's some things that you say and some things that you can't. We totally understand that, Greg, and you just say whatever you feel comfortable with and then don't say what you don't want to say. That's, you know, we totally understand that. You said you had 4 brothers that were murdered. So what happened to the other 2 brothers?
One brother was hit by a car. A couple of cars, because, you know, he's the oldest brother. He got hit by a couple of cars. You know, coming across the van night, drinking, in the middle of the night. And my baby brother, Eric, which is on Big E, which is on the DVD with me, he took a friend of his to the suburbs, Ecorse, not Ecorse, but I can't even remember the name of it. But anyway, he took a friend of his out there, which he didn't know anything about because he had a little Eric with him. And little Eric was 12 years old. And he took his friend out there. They came up at the gas station, and the guy that Eric had with him was beefing with somebody out there, which Eric didn't know. And when he went in the gas station, the guy got on the phone like, these guys out here right now. So when they pulled up in the neighborhood, they came out with Uzis, and Eric got shot in the face like 8 times. Little Eric got both of the grown guys got killed. Little Eric got shot through the eye, through the shoulder, and through his hand. But he was the only survivor. And man, Eric didn't have nothing to do with that because if he did, he wouldn't have took little Eric with him.
Right. And you have 2 brothers in prison for natural life?
No, I have one brother in prison doing the natural life, and I'm the last man of our family is out here on the street.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Greg,
just like Ralph said, the streets don't love you back. That's why I ain't out here doing that right now.
So I just want to say, from us growing up and from what all you went through in the game, and seeing your brothers and them get murdered, what lesson did you learn from all that, Greg?
Ain't nothing in the streets for me. Ain't nothing in the streets for me. After I go to work and come home, it's over with. I come home, eat, I go back to sleep. I mean, that's why I'm not out here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't out here. Ain't nothing in the streets for me. I learned enough. I done bought me a house, and man, I'm good. My woman here, my little stepchild here, I ain't got that fucking. I mean, forget the streets. Ain't nothing out there for me.
My man,
Yeah.
Hey, can you tell the audience a few incidents where you, learned that the streets didn't love you back coming up? Can you give the audience a few incidents that you went through to learn that?
And going to the Jackson Penitentiary, get my head cracked a couple of times. Man, I mean, getting shot at. I got a bullet in my chest right now. I'm good. There ain't nothing out there for me. I mean,
my man,
you can keep going out there and doing it, but you know what? They say, if you get your head cracked enough, you ain't got to go back out there to find out what's going to happen next. And they ain't got to do it. Yeah. Now, hey, Rob, I was at the bus stop the other day, across the street from I was going to school. My wife had a car, and I'm going on my sister's house to do some work for her.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of young guys out there. And the guy was shooting over my head, trying to shoot at these other kids. I'm like, what the?
Oh, man.
Right. I know you like it.
He broke out with a Glock and they shoot over my head. And I had my pistol in my pocket. I was like, should I kill this kid or what? Well, God said, no, don't pull your gun up, Greg. And I didn't do it. And they chased the guy down the street, a couple of blocks down. They shot the guy in the leg and the police caught them both of them. I'm like, man, see, I could have killed this guy for nothing and I would have been in jail for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
See, now it's all about God for me. I mean, I ain't no religious person. I ain't no Bible thumper or none of that. But I just wait and listen and see what God wants to do see what God wants to happen. And that's all I can do,
you know
man.
where your help come from. You know where your help come
Without
from.
a doubt. Yeah.
And that's the main thing. You know where your help come from. So many people don't know
hey,
where
I
their
know
help
God
come
kept
from.
me here for a reason. Not to be out here like a sucker stroker, and that's for real.
Right.
God left me out
know.
here for a reason. Out of 6 boys,
Amen.
I'm the only one out here. He didn't leave me out here to sucker stroke. That's for real.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. He left you out here to, make, an example out of other kids and show them, that the streets don't love them back. There's always a message that we have to bring to the table when he blessed us to survive, what we all went through as kids.
Right.
A lot ain't here to say that testimony.
Right. Just like what you're doing now. I did a few motivational talks and the youth home and all that. But, I'm proud of you, man. I'm very proud of you. You my man,
Greg.
and you know it.
Hey, thanks, man. Like
I'm
I said,
very proud of you.
all what we went through, man, like I said, from 2nd grade, and we still here right now, at 40-something years old. A lot of cats can't say they kicking it and talking to a guy they was in 2nd grade with, and
hey,
right, I always watched out for.
How many of us, that made it past 20?
Yeah, that's what they told my mom.
20.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't think I was going to make it. Right, I didn't think I was going to make it, Every day it was some shootout. Every day is, some fight. Every day, guns busting, So, no, I never thought I'd make it, man, to see the age I am now, Greg. And, I thank God for that every day. And I thank God for, my wife, and him introducing me to her. And that even changed me in another category even further, Because you got to be easily yoked out there, man. Yeah, when you get a good trooper, you got to know how to take care of that situation and not go,
Without a doubt, bro, without a doubt.
Yeah, a lot of cats don't understand when they got something good. They be running on the sideline, and not knowing how to take care of their business, and then they foul on the foul line,
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that, man. Because we come a long way, and if anybody know where we all came from, it's you. You've been there from day one, before any gangs, any gun blowing.
Before we knew about hopping Van Dyke.
Right.
A lot of people don't even know.
Right.
First Mercedes-Benz came with stealing cars, hanging out with Danny Ray now.
Right. See, people don't even know that. We started stealing cars at a young age. That just started on no Van Dyke Harper. Then they're doing that. We just took that over to Van Dyke Harper. Yeah, that's when, cats don't even remember that. You used to drive the stolen cars up to CC Ryder. You sell them to him. On Houston Whitaker.
Right.
Yeah, we had parts for sale every day.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It's a blessing.
Radio, tires, all that.
Yeah, we had something to sell every day, no doubt. Yeah, for real, And, we just want to say, what would be your advice to these youths out here, Greg? What is good advice would you give them in this day and time?
What'd you say, Robert?
What advice would you give these young kids now in these day and time?
Man, stay in school. That's the best thing you can do. Stay in school because the streets don't love you back. I'd have been there, ain't got nothing out of it. But a prison record, and it's hard to get a good job. Once you have to check, how you have been convicted of a crime, it's hard to get a job with that when you have to check that on your application. It's hard. Stay in school and keep doing what you're doing. Everybody, ain't nothing cool about being locked up. Ain't nothing cool about it. You just stay in school and keep pushing.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? Look, the nerd that lived across the street, when you grow up, you got green grass, but you got dirt in front of your house. That's
say it
real
to him again, Greg. While you was calling him a nerd, he was doing what, Greg? Handling his business.
He was handling his business. He was going to school. You want to kick him in the butt, talk about his glasses and all that. But guess what? When you grow up, he's your boss if he decide to hire you.
Yeah,
that's real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and you know what, Greg? I just did a speaking about that too, man, to this class, you know what I mean? And I was telling them at the school, I said, you know, if you want my advice when it comes down to anything, you know, you want to pick that nerd because he gonna get up every day and go to school and handle his business. You know, that thug, you know, he hanging around all day long talking about he waiting on something. You know what I mean? And you done starved with him.
I've been, look, I found out, you know, I found out a long time ago. Excuse me. My brother-in-law told me this a long time ago. He told me, say, Greg, look, that cool guy you want to hang out with when I was going to catering, he said, that cool guy you want to hang out with, watch what happen when you get older. He could be the same guy could be on the corner asking for a quarter.
Yeah.
I just seen a bunch of them out there asking for quarters. Can they be 20 cents? Can they be the cigarette or whatever? And that's real talk.
Or let me get a wine. That's their favorite one, man. Let me get that wine.
But what you got on the wine? When you talk about, man, I don't drink that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you know, I brought my wife home, you know what I mean, in the old neighborhood that me and you came from down by Mount Elliott in Galveston by Joseph Campo, you know? And she was in shock, man, when she went through there, man.
Mm-hmm.
You took her over there by Strong and everything, too?
Yeah, I took over by Strong, too. Hey, I took over by Van Eyck and Harbor.
All those places. It was pretty amazing to me to see how that part of the city is just so destroyed.
Yeah, she couldn't believe it.
I remember all those spots had a house on there, you know, houses all over down the block.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's only one house on the block.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like in the country, like here in Mississippi. You got to walk 2 blocks to get to the neighbor.
Right.
you got to walk 2 blocks to go buy a cup of sugar.
You silly, man. That's real talk, man. You know, for real. Already. So, you know, hey, Greg, we're going to
this supposed to be the big city.
Right. We're going to talk a little bit about when you start boxing. You know what I mean? When we was all boxing at the gym, I remember when Rick wanted you to take it a little farther, you know. Let's elaborate on that a little bit, you know what I mean, when Rick wanted you to really, you know, you went to him and told him you wanted to get down. Let's talk about that a little bit, you know.
See, coming up through the years, you know, I'm in and out of the gym. But in '77, I won a silver glove, and 79, I won the Junior Olympics. In 80, I won the Golden Gloves, the AAU national titles. And I was just like, I'd rather hang out. That's how I was. I'd rather hang out with the kicking with the fellas and all that. And then I ended up catching a stolen car case. I went to penitentiary and came home, and Rick was like, okay, Rick was already getting money. And he already had a couple of fighters already. He already had the contracts. Because another thing I shouldn't talk about, but he got their contracts from Crump. And I came home, Rick was like, Greg, you ready to fight again? And I was like, shit, all the money you done spent on me lately, I'll do anything you want me to do. So we started fighting. And, you know, it went on. And then after my third professional fight, Rick got killed. And I was like, I just started, I started drinking bad and all that because I started going to college and I started boxing. I wasn't using Rick as a stepping stone, but this is something to do to help me, rebuild my life. And this is what I wanted. But, when Rick got killed, it was like, it's a terrible thing. I took it real hard. And then, I just, I wanted to sell dope. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I was trying to get some of this money, too. And then when Clyde got killed, I was like, man, I just can't do it. I can't do it. It just messed me up. But, God, blessed me to get my life together, and I'm just, thank God for that. I mean, the streets don't love you. Ain't nothing out there in it for me.
Yeah, and I just want to touch
the more you hang out there, the worse the things get. And, you don't have to, you don't have to get killed out there for your life to get messed up.
Right. And I want to touch on one of
the listeners know, too, though, Rick and them, they weren't just making a few dollars here and there. They were making millions of dollars. They had a lot of money at one time.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, there's nothing that Rick wanted to do or wanted to have that he couldn't do or have. I mean, flying in and out of the country. I mean, he make a career wherever he wanted to go, he did it.
Right.
He had the Ferrari and all that. Whatever he wanted, he had.
Amen.
I mean, jewelry, $20,000 watches. $20,000 watches, you saving them every other day.
Right.
You take that one off and put it on the dress and put on another one. And the Rolexes, with his name written on them and diamonds and all that, he'd take them off and throw them down and put on another one. He want a white gold, he had the white gold, the platinum or whatever. I mean, some of the things those robbers had back in the day, they couldn't touch Rick's.
Right.
And that's for real.
Amen. Oh yeah, that's I'm speaking on there, because out of all the cats that was doing that thing, he was about one of the flashiest cats out of a lot of
Rick was the fastest cat in Detroit.
Yeah, he liked to dress. He liked to ride his Mercedes or his, Maserati or, whatever. He didn't care.
Ferrari, all that. Rick had it. Yeah. Couldn't nobody do nothing with him. That's why I say it was jealousy, because you couldn't do nothing with him.
Yeah, he didn't give a damn if the feds was looking or who was looking. He jumped in what he felt like he wanted to do that day, period. You know what I mean? Get up with me.
Rick on a dope case, and he only did weekends in jail. He drive up to Dioko. He drive up to Dioko on his Benz and do Friday to Sunday morning and see you later. I got the baddest car in this motherfucking parking lot.
And sitting down eating good for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cats don't know about that. Yeah, cats don't know about that. You just brought that out to the forefront, See, one thing people fail to realize, back in that day, there was a lot of corruption in the game. You know what I mean? There's a lot of corruption.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
A lot of corruption.
I ain't going to talk about the judges downtown.
Oh, man. Everybody gets paid off.
I ain't going to talk about Rob. I ain't going to talk about when Rick got caught with a fully automatic Uzi in the front seat of the Mercedes, he went down to the film precinct, and 2 hours later they let him go. He never went to court.
Right. I remember that's when he had to file the blue drop top.
Right. Mm-hmm. I ain't even talking about them judges, but when you got the money, spend
city.
it.
Right. A lot of cats don't realize that. It was so much corruption in the 70s and 80s and early 90s,
well, it was
you know what I
such
mean?
a new game with all the new drugs, and I mean, it was just so new, and, you know, it's not like it is today with the intelligence and everything. The game was so new back then. Everybody.
Oh, yeah, everything hit heavy back then.
Everything happened so fast.
Right, because we was young, and it happened so fast, and next thing you know what I mean, you making a few dollars, and next thing you know, you're making $1 million a week.
Right.
But yeah, back in them days, there was so much corruption in the city of Detroit at that time, and I'm quite sure you can tell that with this DVD that you just seen come out with the white boy Rick.
Well, working on your book, I learned all that corruption.
Yeah, so everything, but when you seen that, it was really corruption within the police force and, the city council, the mayor's office, just like all kind of corruption. Like you said, it was new. It was a new drug out, you know what I mean? And it hit the market so heavy, people lost houses, families, kids, everything, you know what I mean? It just something that just went disastrous, you know what I mean? And at the end of the road, it was a disaster for a lot of people, you know what I mean? And some people been doing that for 20, 30 years and still ain't bounced back,
Right. And it just destroyed Detroit.
Yes, it did. And the people.
That whole city.
So anybody who's survived through that, believe me, you know what I mean? They, God is definitely good, because it was a definitely survival kit back in them days,
Right.
Yeah, and
That's
we
just a
definitely.
good example, too, of how fast money and material things come and go. You can have everything, millions of dollars one day, and the next day you have nothing. You can have jewelry and cars.
Next second.
All that one day, and the next day have nothing.
Yeah, the next second. It ain't no one day. You can have something at 12 o'clock. They kick your door in at 12:05, and you broke as hell. Game over,
Right.
Yeah, that's how that goes. Shit, this could be the next second. It used to be, the next day. Shit, it's the next second. You feel me?
Right. Or you're either dead or your loved one is dead, or, it's...
Right. Because of that lifestyle, you know what I mean? They don't care who they coming to get. It is what it is, And that's why I encourage these kids out here to stay in school and do the right thing for yourself, because in the end, it's there for prison. Your homeboy don't care nothing about you, so don't listen to what he talking about. Trust me.
Right. Are you back, Greg?
Yes, ma'am. My man.
Well, now we got cut off, but I'm like, hold on, what's going on?
Oh yeah, you must have to put the phone on the charger. Yeah.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, but like you were saying, man, telling the missus back in them days, there was so much corruption going on back in them days, and Detroit was, cats was making a few dollars to next thing making $1 million a week, and that was just bad money at that time.
All over the city, all over the city.
Yeah, it wasn't just no one neighborhood. Everybody in the city was getting money. You could see somebody at the club.
And everybody else.
Right.
We on hard.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did 5 years. He was police chief.
Yeah, he did 10. Remember, Greg? He did 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a dime.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he came home, he was working at a shoe shop and had a heart attack and died.
Right.
So 10 years in prison. Yeah, he worked at a shoe shop for a few months and died. Yeah, he stole $3 million out the police drug fund.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, it was everybody.
Hey, the streets don't love you, man. Hey, Rob, hey, that was it. The streets don't love you back, man.
Out, man. You know, and that's why I said I touch up on Lil Rick. You know what I mean? You know, how has he been doing? You the last time you talked to him?
I talked to him like a week, 2 weeks ago. He went to the Army.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he signed up and went to the Army.
Okay, then he's still in there?
Yeah, he just went. He's been gone like 4 months.
Oh, okay.
Just finished basic training and everything. And he was like, man, ain't nothing in the street for him.
Right,
he never sold a joint or nothing.
No,
he never did any of that.
Right, and we want to give a big shout out to Lil Rick's mama, that's doing all day in the joint. You know what I mean? We just want to send a big up to her.
She's doing 20 to 40. Because she. Yeah.
Go ahead, Greg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she wanted to leave one dope man go to where Rick was dead. And she enjoyed the life and go to another dope man. And this is a message for y'all women that's out there that's running around with the dope men. You leave one dope man, he get killed. You go to another one, and little Rick mama got caught with a kid in her house, and she didn't even know who's dead. Now she's doing 20 to 40 years for it.
Wow.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
So
didn't know it was
that's
in our house.
right there.
Don't deal with no drugs.
The police come up in there. Another dope man been up in here. Now the father come around. When they get the warrant, he gone. But she there. Somebody got to get that dope case.
Got to get it.
Somebody will get that dope case. And who else
make
is
sure
that?
somebody
Yes,
gets it.
you.
This is all you then.
Somebody will get that case. You know that, right?
Yeah, ain't no mystery. So she ended up getting 20 to 40, ladies and gentlemen. So we want you to know, be careful on what you let up in your house and know what's in your house.
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't trying to get nothing.
Mm-hmm. And for the older women that's listening, you got your sons running in and out there selling dope and all that. If he gone and he got dope in your house, that's your dope. It ain't his. Once the police walk up in there, that's your dope. That's not his dope. He might be across the street. He might be across the street drinking a 40 with his boys. But when the police run up in there, that dope belong to you.
So be careful on trying to say what little Johnny ain't doing or little Susie ain't doing, because a lot of times you ain't on what little Johnny and Susie doing. So if you're doing it, you better let it alone, because you know you're going to wind up and you're going to sit up there in that cage and realize too late that the streets don't love you back.
That's right. Yeah. You let Johnny want to be doing that shit. Tell Johnny to excuse the language. If little Johnny want to do it, keep little Johnny out your house. Let him do it in the street. Don't let them come to the house. Nothing.
Because it's going to be game over.
Hey, it happens. It happens. I know somebody come up with my house. Look, I don't even want you smoking no weed or nothing. I don't even want you on my property with that. Big man.
Yeah. One little mistake can mess up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing I wanted to touch upon too, Greg, is, something that you spoke on once before. But I want you to show the viewers, man, just how things can go in a person's life. I remember you speaking on when Rick had got killed. And I remember you speaking on that you didn't know Rick was dead at the time, and you was calling him on some negative to ask him for something on the negative. Speak on that to the public to show people just how things had got, in your life.
Yeah, you know, it was all about greed. I already had some money. But when Rick first got shot, I would call him. This is what I was calling him, matter of fact. I was calling him to get some money from him. I was like, Rick, this is my thinking. And I'm like, Rick, can I call somebody to go, pick up some money? Just put money in my pocket. I wanted to hit the streets party and all that. And at this time, I didn't even know he was dead. I started calling him, the phone kept ringing and ringing, and then they just shut down. They disconnected the phone at the hospital. So I'm like, damn. And next thing you know, my brother Bo called, which is the one in prison right now. He called me. He was telling me that Rick got shot. I was like, man, I know he got shot 2 days ago. I already know that. But, man, I didn't know oh, man, Rick just got shot right now again. And I'm like, but he in the hospital. He said, Rick dead. He just got shot in the face. I'm like, man, come on. Don't play with me like that, because that was unheard of. Right. You know what I'm saying? That was unheard of. And that's why today, and I know in Detroit, each security guard carrier, he got to be armed now. But back then, he was never armed. There was no armed police security guards in hospitals. And that's Rick is the reason today why there's security guards carrying guns in hospitals.
Right.
That just messed me up. Man, just to think about it can give you a headache.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because I remember you speaking on that, man. You was calling him to see could you go pick up some money for one of the spots, and Rick already did.
Yeah.
You didn't even know it.
And then it messed me up because I really didn't need no money. I just wanted to be knotted up. I didn't really need no money. I wanted to be knotted up. But the thing was, I was like, well, if I get in touch with Rick, Rick said, well, go over here and get this, go over here and get that. But I wasn't even calling him to see how you doing. I want to call and say, damn, Rick, how you feeling, man? I want to do it. I wasn't like that. I was just trying to get a couple of dollars in my pocket. And then, after I sat down and thought about it like that, so, I wasn't trying to call him to see how you doing. Is you doing better? Not like that. I'm trying to get a few dollars, which I already have some money already anyway. I was already get some money.
Right.
But I just want to,
some more money.
And that just messed me up. You know what I'm saying, Rob?
Right.
I wasn't trying to say, how you doing, man? You doing better?
You just calling about some money. You just calling to get some money because you're going to say go get it. And, and after you found out Rick was dead, and you was calling about some money, how did that make you feel when you found out you didn't even call to see how he was doing, but you was calling to get more money?
Man, today I still cry about that, for real. Today I still cry about that. I'm looking at this picture right now. Yep. I'm looking at this picture right now. Now I'm like, man, it just hurts, man. It hurts because I wasn't trying to see how he was doing because, Rick been shot before a couple of times. But, he always bounced back like it wasn't nothing. So this is what I'm thinking. Oh, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. But, man, he went to the hospital, never came out alive. I mean,
right.
He went to the hospital after being shot, but
right when they
it was
shot him
unheard of somebody going in the hospital to kill him.
Right. That was unheard of back then.
Right.
But I remember when everybody was on the wild when that jumped off. The whole city was out of control.
Everybody was getting knocked off after that.
Yeah, that whole city was out of control.
Excuse me. Yeah, that was unheard of then. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember...
Demetrius stage down.
Right, up at Pop at that time,
Right.
Yeah, on McClellan over in Grafton when they was at him real heavy, Right, I remember that clear as daylight, man. I'll never forget, I was sitting at the house watching the basketball game when Detroit Pistons was playing for the championship, and I'll never forget it, man, when Isaiah Thomas went up for the three-pointer, and the news flashed breaking news, and said Rick, reputed drug dealer, gets killed in the hospital. I was stunned. I couldn't even believe that, Everybody know what they're doing at a time of any kind of crisis, A person can always pick what they was doing. And I was sitting there watching the game. I'll never forget that long as I live, And it just really, I couldn't even fathom that, after that went down, And I just remembered how everything just went off the chain for a minute, you know what I mean? And then that's when I ended up leaving in '89,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You did a good thing, man. Like I said, I'm proud of you.
Right, I had to, man. You know what I mean? Because only person knows it is me and y'all and the family. You know what I mean? And it was a had to be move, and I feel it was a move that had to be made, and I thank God for the move I did make. You know what I mean? Because I didn't miss nothing. You know what I mean? I missed a few homeboys, and my mom and them, but I knew what was gonna be best for me, you know what I mean, down the stretch, Like
I said, I'm proud of you, man. You did the right thing.
Man. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I always used to question myself, did I do the right thing? You feel me? Days when I see my mama, when I used to just see my mama for 2 or 3 years on the phone, So,
the real estate was so messed up. I'll sell this house and I'll be out of here.
You already know, man. Hey, it's coming, baby boy. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you got to just take it with a grain of salt and say, hey, it's time to bounce. Like my man Roger said, more bounce to the ounce. You feel me?
Well, without a doubt, baby.
Yeah, because it's definitely time for you to raise up out of that, man.
Well, I already said that if anything happened to me, I already put the house in my oldest daughter's name. Both of my children, I got 2 daughters. So I was like, if anything happened to me, the house go to them. But they could have it now, right now. If the money get right, or, I'll get a better job offer somewhere else.
It's time to bounce. Yeah, because ain't nothing there no more, man. You feel me? And, behind everybody, being gone, you know what I mean? You're the last man standing,
Yeah, I'm on it. Look, you see when I text you, it's that last one on the street.
Right, yeah.
Well, how that signature on your text messages, that's what that line, you know what it says, last one on the street.
Right, you know what I mean? And it's time to break away from that up there, man. Like I said, I used to think, I didn't make the best move, but as years went on, I knew I'd made the best move, you know what I mean? And
you did, bro. You did.
I never looked back, and I wasn't coming back. You feel me? I don't give a damn what was going on. I wasn't coming back because you know me, I'm a survivor. So I wasn't coming back.
Look. I be going past the liquor stores and I be seeing the guys that I've been on 30 years. Nigga, you still in the same corner. Trying to get a drink.
Holding it up. Trying to get a drink.
Yeah.
Or blow. It's two things. He's trying to get a drink or blow. One of the two.
Right. Right. You either
looking at him
like stumbling. What kind of man?
You looking at him like, come on, man. I seen you when I was 21, man. We 48 now. What's up?
It's still doing the
come
same
on, man.
thing.
Right. Let me get up on this wine and help me get a blow.
Man, that's what's happening out there. Ain't nothing out there, man.
No, definitely on streets don't love you back at all, you know?
And smoking on the joint, and next thing you know, man, you out there for the rest of your life.
Right, you
You're
know?
out there for the rest of your life.
For
Try
real.
to be cool.
And everybody done passed you up a million times.
Oh, without a doubt. Your little brother don't even want to see you.
At all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your little brother don't want to see you. Well, I ain't going to that stuff because my Uncle Charlie down there or my big brother down there with us.
Right.
I can't go to this stuff.
You don't want to.
I got to go 4 blocks out of my way.
Right, because I'm acting a fool too.
Give me. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just want to thank you for coming on and sharing your story. It's a pretty powerful thing, and you went through a lot, you know.
Well, I appreciate you guys to ask me to call in and be a part of your show. I really do. And I hope that the things that I said help somebody else out. You know, make their life a little better.
You already know, you know. Any last announcements you got to give, babe?
No, I don't have any announcements. Just want to have everybody log on to our website and join our movement. And our website address is thestreetsdon'tloveYouBack.com. You can Google us and find us and, join us and help us out and spread that message that the streets don't love you back.